Now this step-by-step guide to Adrien Brody is all in fun, of course. You can watch them in any order you want. But I did that. I kind of went really random. If I had to do it all over again, I think I'd go with this. Now for each of these steps, levels, tiers, whatever you want to call them, I'm suggesting approximately 3 films. If you want to choose one from that category before you move on, do that. So whichever path you take here, honestly, I would suggest starting in the same spot, which is Home at Last. This was Adrien's first film. I put that in air quotes because it's only an hour long. It was kind of like a PBS special. Honestly, one of the main reasons I suggest Home at Last, other than it being Adrien's first film, is that it is available on 2 different platforms to stream for free, Tubi and YouTube. I'll provide the link for the YouTube in the description. So you're really not having to invest time or money to see this. And it's really interesting to see where Adrien started. So we'll say King of the Hill next, which is a Steven Soderbergh film. Adrien plays a supporting character named Lester, who is kind of a mentor to the main character, Aaron. It shows Adrien in such a, this guy's a movie star kind of light. And it's really cool to see that this early on. He was 18 or 19, I believe, when they made this. And it's a good movie, too, so that helps. Tenpenny is his first leading man role, so I feel like that's kind of important. I haven't noticed it streaming anywhere, but the DVD is pretty easy to come by on Amazon or eBay. So if you feel like investing some time, do that one. If you prefer an edgier movie, I would maybe bypass King of the Hill for now and go with Bullet. This is a Mickey Rourke, Tupac Shakur vehicle in which Adrien plays the lead character's brother. Adrien's pretty good at blending in as an ensemble member as well as being a leading man, so he can kind of do both. So if you want to do like a 1-2 punch of Bullet and Tenpenny, that might be a good bet. Now, if you want to stick to the wholesome route, I would go Home at Last, King of the Hill, and then Angels in the Outfield. This is streaming on Disney Plus, and the DVDs are fairly easy to find, I think. This actually was pretty pivotal for Adrien because he was about to give up and go back to New York, and he got this role. So it's worth checking out. Ideally, I would say there's a couple other things I would have you watch first, but as someone who started with The Pianist, I understand the need to watch that right away. So for the next tier, we're going to go with the Best Picture nominees, and that would be The Pianist, The Grand Budapest Hotel, and The Brutalist. Now, there is another one that was nominated for Best Picture, but that is in another category. We'll get to that in a bit. Of these, I think The Pianist is the most important one. Nothing against The Brutalist, but it's a long movie. It's a big commitment. I know it sounds weird to say something's a heavier film than The Pianist, but honestly, yeah, The Brutalist is more bleak. The Pianist is ultimately uplifting. There's not really anything uplifting about The Brutalist. If you're already a dedicated Brody fan, I would go with it. But if you're just diving in, honestly, I would stick with these two. The Pianist is where a lot of people start, so you might have already seen it. So if you've already seen it, then go with The Grand Budapest next. If you chose The Pianist and or The Brutalist for the previous tier, it might be about time for the blow-off steam level, as I like to call it. Kind of a palate cleanser. Predators, and or King Kong, and or Clean. Now, Clean was very important to Adrien, so therefore I want to suggest it. I believe it is on Tubi right now. I'll note that on the screen. These three are, I hesitate to call them fun, but they're definitely a lighter experience than The Pianist or The Brutalist. So yeah, these are the blow-off steam. This is called How Is That the Same Actor category. With most of these tiers, I suggest choosing 1 or 2 from each, but with these, I think you really should watch them all. If you watched Dummy and then High School and then Detachment and then The Village, or whatever order you want to go in with those, you would have a hard time believing they were all Adrien Brody. These characters and these films are just so different from each other. So when you want to get to the versatility tier, these are the ones. Now we have what I like to call 50s time traveler Adrien. This is just kind of a bonus level for fun. These aren't essential movies, although I would argue Hollywoodland might be an essential. But we have Hollywoodland, Cadillac Records, and Liberty Heights. So if you want to see like a 50s based Adrien, he fits really well into that era for some reason. I would say if you wanted to prioritize just one of these, I would go with Hollywoodland. It's my own bias because it's the second film of his I ever saw, so I'm kind of attached to it. But these are all very good choices. This is referred to as the I don't know how to feel category because these films are sort of comedy tragedy hybrids. So we have the Darjeeling Limited, which is actually my favorite Adrien Brody film right now. I say right now because it does change. We have The French Dispatch of the Liberty Kansas Evening Sun, which is another Wes Anderson film like the Darjeeling Limited. Adrien is in a segment called The Concrete Masterpiece, and it's such an interesting balance of comedy and serious. It's just great. And The Brothers Bloom, which starts out as kind of a madcap comedy, and then it just sort of goes, and it's jarring, but it's really interesting. So those are the What Am I Feeling Right Now movies. Okay, now this category is called Fantastic Mr. Cameo. So these are cameos or small roles. Fantastic Mr. Fox is about a 30-second voice cameo as a mouse. This is a really good palate cleanser kind of movie, by the way. If anything has left you feeling a little down and heavy, reach for Fantastic Mr. Fox immediately and you will feel better. Also, Midnight in Paris. Adrien plays Salvador Dali. He's in one 3-minute long scene, but he basically steals the whole movie. Now this one, The Singing Detective, is not exactly a light film like these two, but Adrien's role is really fun, and it's a small role. It's somewhere between cameo and supporting, some little sweet spot in there somewhere. So I would suggest that. If you can handle weird, go for it. While we're talking about confusing films, I'm going to go with the What the Heck category next. Splice, Third Person, and Dragon Blade. These are What the Heck for different reasons. If you're only going to see one of them, honestly, I would go with Splice. It's just kind of a legendary film in Adrien's catalog at this point, so Splice. Oh, as a bonus for the What the Heck, we have this Tori Amos music video called Sorta Fairytale. I will put the link to it in the description. It's quite an interesting music video that Adrien was in. The note on this pile says, bow chicka bow wow. So there you go. Now, Summer of Sam is kind of a true crime thriller kind of movie, but Adrien's role has a love story element that is actually very sweet. So that's why Summer of Sam is in the love story category. And then we have Love the Hard Way. Is it a love story or is it a story of a jerk? You'll kind of go back and forth. I almost put this in the I don't know how to feel category. Jack Grace, man. If you want to watch my Jack versus Jack versus Jack video, you'll get a little more insight into this character. And Restaurant. To me, this is just probably the best chemistry he's had with a romantic co-star. Arguably. If you're going to limit that to just one, honestly, I would go with Love the Hard Way. It's just more of a milestone film for Adrien's career. This is the he goes through a lot for his roles category. If you already saw The Pianist at this point, you already know this, but we're gonna add on Wrecked, The Jacket, and The Experiment. He went through a lot physically in all three of these. Wrecked is a powerful one because it's just him on the screen for about 90% of the movie. So he did a lot of heavy lifting there. So I recommend that to people a lot. The Experiment is quite good, but it is disturbing in parts. So that's why it's in the he's gone through a lot category. So yeah, I mean, there's endless categories I could give you, but I think this is a good jumping off point. So from there, if you want to just be a completionist like me and just watch everything else, he has quite a few things available streaming. Tubi, as I said, here on YouTube. There's lots of stuff you can watch for free. Well, I will put some links in the description for his short films, music videos, things like that, that you can check out. If there's anything you want to know, anything you'd like to give feedback on, leave a comment or several, I don't mind. If you'd like to email me, that's everybrodymovie@gmail.com. I'm also at Every Brody Movie on Instagram. We kind of have a nice little community going on the Instagram, so that might be the best place to go to interact with other fans and get their feedback on these things. I'm going to put some other videos you might be interested in right here. And if you'd like to subscribe, that'll be over there. I have a goal to hit 120 subscribers by April 14th. Yes, that's Adrien Brody's birthday. What? I hope to see you again. Take care.